I'm Diego Cordovez.
Adam Show and Tell.
This is The Scoop, brought to you by Full Tilt Poker. And today we've got Lauren Kling joining us. And a lot of attractive young women make a name for themselves in poker just on that basis. But in Lauren's case, in about 2 years, she's cashed for $500,000 online. She's cashed in 4 or 5 World Series events, and she's really been successful and has a very bright future.
I know that I've been owned by her online, and then this year at the World Series, every time I'd see her at a table, she'd have tons of chips.
Yes.
So I think she'll be winning a live tournament very soon.
Cashed in the main event and was terrorizing people at the table. Even with poker now reaching the mainstream, typically parents are still somewhat skeptical when their kids waste a fine college education to pursue a poker career. But someone told me that your father was a blackjack aficionado himself, and he went to MIT. So was he encouraging you, or was he even the inspiration for your gambling orientation?
Gambling, yes. Not exactly an advocate of me playing poker professionally, but he is a big blackjack player, and he just does it recreationally, like he does real estate primarily. But yeah, that's how he got started, gambling.
Did he, even when you were younger, was he teaching you the card counting and all that?
When I was about 16, yeah, we went to the Bahamas, and that was my first intro to it, and I had my sister's ID, so I was older, and I was, allowed to sit at the table, so.
That's the greatest, with your father, underage in a casino.
Right.
Yeah.
They just think it's his young girlfriend with him there,
right,
or whatever. So then the poker came about independently. How did the poker first materialize?
It was in the dorms freshman year at UC Berkeley, and the guys in my dorms thought it'd be cool to teach a girl how to play, and I learned from them and just started playing with them, and eventually started beating them. And just going during breaks with my dad to Indian casinos and playing with him.
So you were playing live poker in the casinos with cards and everything? I mean,
well, the Indian
in the
casinos you can be 18.
But
so
in the dorm they were playing live poker. This was not internet poker.
Yeah, live poker.
So there your father was encouraging if he's going with you to the casinos.
He was.
He just didn't think it would be this consuming?
Exactly. I mean, I studied engineering and business, and I didn't think myself that I would end up doing this as a profession.
Yeah, when did that occur to you? And so you haven't had a job since college?
I had an internship.
Okay.
I worked for Playboy, actually, so that was kind of fun.
Well,
and
see, this can go in so many...
Yeah.
In
no,
New
it
York
was
or
not
Los
in the
Angeles?
magazine. But
So you said to your father, here are my 2 options. Professional poker player or moving into the Playboy mansion.
Right, yes.
If I was the dad, I'd say take the poker. So you had an internship, but you knew that you were going to play poker? What?
Well, I studied abroad in Barcelona for 6 months. It was second semester, junior year, and I lived in Europe, traveled every weekend, and it just changed my entire outlook on everything. And I wanted to travel, I wanted to have fun, enjoy life, and I just couldn't fathom sitting in front of a desk all day, although I kind of do since I play online all the time.
No, that's a big difference.
So,
it's your own
but
desk.
I'm my own boss,
Right.
so it's okay, and I set my own schedule, which is nice.
Believe me, you don't want the corporate jackboot on your neck.
No, I don't think I could do that. So.
Now, someone said that while you were in college, that you were teaching or TAing a course that dealt with gambling and probabilities and all that. So how did that materialize?
It was a poker and blackjack class. It was under the statistics department for 2 units.
They
So
didn't have
it was
that.
legit.
Back in
It was
the day.
legit. I mean, it's UC Berkeley. They're very liberal and they offer a wide variety of courses. I took a class on surfing.
Right.
So
This is what you're always saying. Diego went to Stanford. I don't know if you know this.
Oh,
He's always
you
trying to.
did.
He's always
You're
putting
like
Cal.
feeding,
Oh, no.
you're feeding a lot of stereotypes.
You're our biggest rival.
I know, admitting that you have surfing.
He's always putting
classes
Cal
and
down,
stuff
saying
and
they have
that.
surfing
no.
classes. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I don't. But I mean, in my day, there were no blackjack and poker classes, obviously. So this is still kind of an innovation.
Well, yeah, it was a new thing. I think the class had been going on about 4 years, and 2 guys in the engineering department had started it, and they were both graduating, and they asked me and another student if we wanted to take it over.
So there's a very known, entrenched poker culture at Cal. Is that fair?
I don't know about that. It was more It was more like openness to any type of education in any department, you know, as you have like the primary courses that you have to take, and then you can take, I don't know, it's like 16 units of whatever you want, or however many
surfing.
units. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, you know, it's called a decal, so it's a student facilitated course. And yeah, they just had crazy courses you could take.
At that point, were you really already playing online and playing in the casinos, and you were pretty entrenched? Or did that kind of stimulate more interest for you?
It did stimulate more interest, and I was actually, once I started teaching that class, I started going to Vegas like once or twice a month.
With a fake ID?
I was 21 at that point. Yeah, I was 21. And I would go to Vegas, you know, maybe with a couple of friends, and we'd come on Thursday or Friday. I'd play Friday night, Saturday, go out Saturday night, come back Sunday, and I would pay for my trip and come back with money. So it you know, it was like so easy to get there from Cal. So it was fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, most of your success has been online, and you really have had a great run. I mean, you've only been playing about 2.5 years with $500,000 worth of cash, which is legit. In the live arena, I saw your biggest accomplishment was 23rd in the women's event, which technically is called the ladies event, but I refuse to even fall back. But and I assume you played it this year also. There was a big controversy this year because a bunch of men showed up and played, and some of them probably just in the interest of another cash, and some trying to make some sort of marketing.
There were three aspects.
Right.
Some maybe
there was
claiming
a legitimate
that there were
political question. There's mockery, and there's equity.
There's a whole mixed bag. The World Series, Harris actually said that they were going to try to ban these guys from playing other events. Oh yeah, actually
they're not going to do anything,
which I think is impossible. But they did say that there'd be repercussions for the guys who played, most notably Sean Deeb. Your opinion on all these guys playing and the whole controversy?
I mean, Sean Deeb lost a prop bet. Like, he wasn't, it wasn't like
No, but he wanted to play. I mean, he engaged in the prop bet because he wanted this to be the outcome.
Okay, good for him. You know, if people are going to scrutinize him for it, he's the one who has to deal with it. I mean, it's a ladies' event. If guys really, really want to play and look stupid to play, good for you. Play. Like, I mean, I don't think it really matters, because it's not like, I mean, as you're saying, there's equity in it. I think there's not, because literally every woman at the table is going to be against you and going to want to knock you out.
That's an interesting aspect to
it.
It's
it could
like,
be good or
how
bad.
much equity is there really?
It could be good or bad. We relate just being on Full Tilt, where there's a bounty on the red pros.
Exactly.
So
you get
have
more
to
action.
factor that in. You get more action, which sometimes you want, and sometimes
exactly.
you don't.
It really is double-sided.
I'm sure.
Sometimes when they make the call, I'm just like...
People make calls that they never make, but then you factor that in, and
T-shirt equity, I call it.
I mean, people say that in the chat, and then meanwhile I'm crying at home, literally
You're
crying.
like, no.
Right.
But 23rd is a deep run. Were you in a position where you could go the whole way and win it, or how was it?
I was. I mean, it was just a standard play. I shoved like 15 bags with like ace jack on the button and the small blind at jacks. So what are you going to do? You know?
I'll tell you what you do. You hit an ace.
Exactly. You
Right.
pick the ace, and then you go on and you win it.
Right.
Thanks for joining us on The Scoop, brought to you by Full Tilt Poker. And Lauren Kling has been delightful, and we're going to talk more about her poker style and poker accomplishments in part 2 next week. And in the meantime, look for us on Card Player TV and on your mobile devices.
Mobile.